My name is Alice Dupree, and I'm doing a monologue from 7 Minutes in Heaven of the character Betsy. Philip Marnell has a scar. It's tiny. You wouldn't even see it unless you knew what was there and you were looking for it. It's on his left temple, and it's from chickenpox. And it's like a little dot, like somebody stamped him with the dot when he was born so that they'd always be able to find him. When I was 10, my dad quit his job so he could find out what he really wanted to do. And it started to look like what he really wanted to do was watch TV in his boxers and drink Diet Right. My mom would come home at 7, and I would be in my room, and they would fight. My mom would yell, and my dad would cry, and then my dad would yell, and my mom would cry, and then my dad would curl up in a ball and rock himself back and forth and say the word, please, over and over again, until it didn't even sound like a word anymore, but more like a sound that an animal might make. I would sit there in my closet on a pile of dirty clothes and push myself in against the door and wait for everything to stop. Sometimes my mom would leave, and she wouldn't come back for a few hours or for a few days. Sometimes my dad would say, sorry, and they would make up. My dad would put his pants on and we would have dinner together. And everybody smiled. Those times were the worst. Sometimes I would sit in the dark and imagine I wasn't really there, that somebody far away was dreaming me. And what if they woke up? Sometimes I'd take my fingernail and I would scratch it across my chest so that the skin would begin to split and a little inch of blood would open onto my shirt. And everything would get really quiet. And I wasn't scared. And I didn't cry. I felt alone and emptied out, and like maybe I would never die. But even if I did, it would be okay. My dad would just keep saying, please, until my mom left the room. And then he'd say, love isn't free, Betsy. It always costs you. It always costs you. It always costs you. Thank you.